Hi everyone, this is Jackie from RoseGoldLibrary, and it's been fun. This is my May bullet journal. It's slightly a little bit late, mainly because I just graduated university. It's been interesting, mainly because I did 2 theses. You heard that right, 2. I finished with everything my senior year, and I have to stop myself from crying, but also just literally doing my final project right before I graduated the night before. So it was been interesting. I didn't have a lot of time to edit this video, mainly because I started all the way back in May, and then it's just been double time back and forth. But I did want to show off my little spread, mainly because I put in a little bit more effort than I normally would to keep everything consistent. I'm not sure if you know this, if you haven't seen this video, I'll link it in the description, but these are some of the reused or edited versions, or also just kind of like low-key kind of scrap papers of what I wanted to do for my bullet journal spread for earlier this year for, a vision board. So it's really cool just to have that be reused, reduce, and recycle essentially. As you can see, I don't want to show everything being perfect. I mess up sometimes, and that's okay, because it's what bullet journal is all about, just being cool and also just having fun with the tiny mistakes, because what's that one author? Oh yeah, happy accidents. So this is one of my favorite spreads, mainly because it's just a little quirky, but also just kind of like the goals that I want to envision myself in May. So I'm recording this, it's kind of like the middle of May, and I just kind of see what the vision of what I wanted to do, a mix of getting into the workforce, but also just trying to keep myself healthy and having that sense of joy. And also just wanted to use up all of these stickers. I love stickers, but also I've been in the situation where I don't want to use them up because I fear that it won't look cool enough. So with this spread, I kind of went all out. I also just found myself very interested in different color palettes. So I just wanted to keep with the cool tones, but also dealing with having fun with green. Normally I don't really have fun with green unless it's a spring color, like a spring month, which May technically is, but for where I live, it's kind of gloomy, but also extremely hot. I love living near the water, so it's either very cold or very hot during this time of year, and there's no in between. But anyways, it's just been kind of fun trying to keep everything into a nice little aesthetic, which I try to. It's kind of hard to do. I'll be very honest. There are times where I do want to quit bullet journaling. Which is not a bad thing to say, even though I have seen over the years that at least some of my favorite YouTubers, when I first started, they gave up on bullet journaling. But it's okay, everyone has their own thing to do. But the reason why I like bullet journaling is that I can add my cute little graduation cap in the corner because I graduated. No, but literally, it's fine. Everyone has to deal with their own styles, and that's okay. So for me, I like to pre-plan, mainly because I use like a Google Calendar, for example. But then I would also like to use my physical journal, mainly because I write everything inside, and I personally like the way that writing is a little bit easier for me to remember. So then it's an easier way for me to just write down my notes, and just the fact that I also like writing down. It's nice to have something like the act of writing things down. I feel like for example, like as I was mentioning earlier with like Google Calendar, sometimes you don't have the same feeling as just writing things down. I know I feel like I'm repeating myself, but also just the fact that, for example, when I showed my boss this page, when it was fully decked out with more information and other stuff, they were quite surprised. They were like, "You make this by yourself?" And I was like, "Yes, I do. Every single month, I create and created my own little spreads." And this one, I love doing, like in my previous videos, love doing like spreads, like in real time, or at least a sped up version of a real time. But then, it was really interesting. I had like to do thesis work back to back to back, so I just needed at least the first week done. So these pages are somewhat bittersweet. These are kind of like quotes or just things I'll need to remember after I graduate, or just kind of like a very important dates. As of right now, I still haven't fully decided, mainly because I read those separately. I think these are just going to be accomplishments that I did over the last month or so. And because we always need to celebrate small accomplishments. And also just, these are kind of like the separate pages that I do all the time, either for notes, for my little scrapbooking part of the journal, but also the fact that you never know, something might come up.